Allie bit her tongue so she wouldn't say what she wanted to. If he would listen to her ideas, they'd increase business. She was sure of it. "And speaking of the shop," he went on, "we need to talk sometime soon. You might want to fix your hair." She turned her neck and glanced in the mirror. Eek, her wildly wavy hair did need some taming. She quickly worked on that. "Better?" "Some," Russell said with a smile, and put the flowers down to fix her hair himself. "Where's your cutie pie live-in boyfriend?" 2 months ago, her apartment building had been scheduled for lengthy renovations, and Allie had needed a place to stay. Teddy had generously offered to share his place. He was like that, open and warm and generous. And fun. There hadn't been a lot of that in her life. And then there was the pride of being in a real adult relationship. So she'd happily moved into his beach house rental, and suddenly everything she'd ever dreamed of growing up, safety, security, and stability, was right there. Her 3 favorite S's. "Teddy's late," she said. "I'll just meet him there." Russell peered at her over the top of his square black-rimmed glasses. "Don't tell me that hot stuff stood you up again." "Okay, I won't tell you." "Damn it," he sighed. "The sexy ones are all such unreliable bitches." He hugged her. "Forgive me for my complaint about the fabulous arrangements." "Of course. What did you want to talk about?" A shadow passed over Russell's face, but he quickly plastered on a smile. "It can wait. Come on, I'll take you to the auction myself. I want to get there before all the good appetizers are gone." "How do you know there'll be good appetizers?" "Tara's cooking." Tara Daniels Walker ran the local B&B with her sisters, and she was the best chef in the county. Definitely worth rushing for. Russell drove them in his Prius. Lucky Harbor was a picturesque little Washington beach town, nestled in a rocky cove with the Olympic Mountains at its back and the Pacific Ocean at its front. The town itself was a quirky, eclectic mix of the old and new. The main drag was lined with Victorian buildings painted in bright colors, housing cute shops and a bar and grill called the Love Shack, along with the requisite grocery store, post office, gas station, and hardware store. A long pier jutted out into the water, and lining the beach was a cafe named Eat Me, an arcade, an ice cream shop, and a huge Ferris wheel. People came to Lucky Harbor looking for something, some to start over, and some for the gorgeous scenery of the Olympic Mountains and the Pacific Ocean. Allie was one of those looking for a new start. The locals were hardy, resilient, and as a rule, stubborn as hell. She had all 3 of these characteristics in spades, especially the stubborn as hell part. They parked at the town hall building at the end of the commercial row and found the place filled to capacity. "Look at all the finery," Russell said as they walked in, sounding amused. "For that matter, look at us. We're smoking hot, Cookie." "That we are." "Not bad for a pair of trailer park kids, huh?" Allie had grown up in a rough area of White Center, which was west of Seattle. Russell had done the same, but in Vegas, though he'd made himself a more than decent living in his wild 20s as an Elvis impersonator. About 10 years ago, he moved to Lucky Harbor with his sister. Allie actually hadn't ever lived in a trailer park, but in a series of falling down post-World War II cracker box houses that were possibly even worse. Lucky Harbor was a sweet little slice of life that neither of them had imagined for themselves. "Not bad at all," she agreed. They entered the hall to the tune of laughter and music and the clink of glasses. Allie caught a fleeting glimpse of Teddy working the crowd, gorgeous as ever in a suit and good old boy smile, which he flashed often. His light brown hair was sun-kissed from weekends golfing, fishing, hiking, and whatever other adventures he chose. Extremely active and fit, he'd try anything that was in the vicinity of fun. It was one of the things that had drawn her to him. He caught sight of her and smiled, and Allie's heart sighed just looking at him. She called it the Teddy phenomenon, because it wasn't just her. Everyone seemed to respond to him that way. But then she realized he was smiling at the pretty server behind her, who then turned and walked into a wall. Allie shook her head and sipped her champagne. She got it. It was his job pleasing the public, and he did have